זכרים טובים, חברות וחברים, Mdrt. I'm going to refer to my notes just for a few minutes because Albert wanted me to explain. Before I do that, can we, I ran into a problem. We're hearing a lot. And I ran into a problem in the lobby the other day. So if you could just show what happened to me, if it's possible. The bathing, We have that? Yep, that's
סליחה, אדוני, סליחה. אני מצטערת, אבל אסור להסתובב בלובי בבגד ים.
אגדו, אגדו. שלום, בנות.
That's what happens when you don't know the rules, right? Anyway, again, I want to thank Albert. I want to thank Alain for such a wonderful time in Jerusalem. Penny, thank you for the introduction. Zika, always good seeing you. Albert said, explain how, after 51 years, it's actually 54 years that I'm in the insurance business, that you stay active. To me, it's a passion. It's a love of what we do, and it's also my heartfelt feeling that I share Tikkun Olam. We are in a position to repair this world with what we do. And if you don't think that what we do is important, find another business. It's that nobody else does what we do. But let me tell you how I've evolved and how I'm working today. And I will let you know my son is in the business with me. He is a CFP, a certified financial planner. So he helps. He does the investment side of our business, and I handle the insurance side of the business. I cannot be all things to all people. But what we do, and yesterday, the individual that showed you his program for planning, I use a similar program, but what we do is there are two different types of planning. Some people may come to you and want I need to know how to plan for education, I need to just plan for my retirement, I need just to plan for college. Whatever it is, that's more of a transactional type of planning versus a more holistic type of planning, which is a total comprehensive planning, where we will work with the attorney, the accountant, other financial advisors that can't do what we do in planning. People today use everybody to help them do everything. Their cousin Moshe, whoever is available, they're going to listen to and try to get the business. What we will do is sit down at no charge, an initial meeting. And what we will do is try to understand what they're trying to accomplish, how they're going to accomplish it, or how they would like to accomplish it. And then it's up to them to do a lot of homework, because we don't have customers, we have clients. There's a difference. A customer goes into the supermarket and picks something off the shelf. That's not how we do business. We do business because somebody is coming to us, they need our help, they want to understand why they are doing business with you, what they are buying, and why it's going to solve their problems and take care of their wants, not just their needs. Because when we talk about needs, all I need is a little car to get around town. I will not drive a little car. I want a big car. That's what I want. I could live in a one-room apartment. That's not what I want. That's all I need, but that's not what I want. So you have to have people understand the difference between a need and a want, and what they want for their families should they not be around. Could we just show the box, if we can? What this, by the way, when this is coming up, this is what's, I have a link on my email.
Things were simple. Life was good. Everything you owned could fit into a box. All your worldly possessions in one safe place. That made you feel secure. Time passed, collected more things and more boxes. Life became less simple. Here's the question. Do you know where everything is and what everything is worth? If you don't know, you should. If you want to know, you can. Now you can organize everything you own, all in one place. The private and secure location where your data is consolidated into one clear picture of you. We update all your accounts daily. You can monitor your cash flow and see your bottom line at any time. We track your assets against your goals. You can be confident to make informed decisions about your finances. We're notified about changes in your accounts. If there's a problem or an opportunity, we will know about it. Whatever document you need to keep in a safe place, you can digitally store here and access from anywhere. You can even collaborate with your advisors online in real time. We'll provide you up-to-date data to evaluate your options. And with a click, you can print out reports to see your complete financial picture. We have the tools to connect you with everything you own, so you know what everything is worth, all in one place. And from Wall Street to Main Street, those who know what they have fare better than those who don't.
That's my son.
We can show you how.
My son is in Los Angeles, California. I'm in New York. 2,600 miles different. But we're able to work together. We use the internet, we use Skype or a version, Uvu, whatever product you want. Together, we can talk with our clients face to face, he being in California, me being in New York, maybe the client is in Florida. But we're all looking at one another, discussing what they are trying to accomplish and how they're going about it. That program is a dashboard that we give each and every one of our clients. It is updated every single night at midnight. What does that do? That makes the client part of the process. They have to continually give us the information so that it's put into this program. But at midnight, everything is updated. They get an alert if something is going wrong with a credit card, with their bank account. That's very important. All of a sudden, $50,000 US are taken out of their account. How did that happen? It's good to know they get an alert, we get an alert. We don't have their passwords. They have to put all their passwords in. So their stock accounts, their bank accounts, their credit cards, whatever it is automatically put on there. Their life insurance, annuities, everything is updated immediately. What does that do for them? If they're applying for a loan, if they're going for a mortgage, all they have to do is touch a button, press it out, and they can give it to the loan officer. They can give it to the credit card company. Whoever they have to give a balance sheet, it shows everything right up to date. The question is, how do we charge? Well, we base our fee for doing this work on the information they give us. It's not by how much they are worth, because somebody could be worth $20 million, but have all their assets in one thing. Another person could be worth $1 million and have 50 different things that they're involved with. We base our fee on the amount of work that we envision. Now, someone may not want to pay a flat fee. They may want to just retain us, and therefore we'll charge them on an hourly basis for what we're doing. So the fee, and I understand in Israel that there are different things, whether you can get a fee and a commission. We get both. One has nothing to do with the other. We're charging a fee for doing the planning work, giving them a roadmap of where they're trying to go, how they're going to get there. We want them to be comfortable with what they have. And they do call us on a regular basis. Is it okay if I take a vacation? Is it okay if I take all my children with me, my grandchildren with me? It's going to cost so much money. Not a problem. It won't affect your retirement. It gives them that peace of mind that puts their head on the pillow at night and they sleep soundly. That's what we're trying to accomplish. On the other hand, we also want them to know that if there are products that we can give them, we would like them to do business with us. That doesn't always happen. Some people say, I'm very happy with my stockbroker. They're doing a good job for us. Other people will say, you know what? I think we've outgrown the person we're using for our life insurance. We think you could do the job for us. We sell them the life insurance. We get the commission. That's what keeps me going. That's what allows me at my age to say, I never plan to retire. There's no reason to retire. We're in a business that allows us the opportunity to plan our own days, take off the time we need. When we need rest, we take the time off. When we need that vacation, we take the time off. However, my day begins around 5:30 in the morning. It ends around 6 o'clock at night. That's my day. I start the day out exercising. If you don't take care of yourself, who will? So get up early, get out, do some exercise. It also clears your mind. It sets the day up. For the past 40-some-odd years, that's what I have done. Up at 5:30, out the door, to the gym, in my office between 8 and 8:30 every day. I'm a firm believer. I'm first in, last out. That's what our business allows us to do. It allows us to spend as much time in the office. Now, some stories. One of the things I want you to know, that the person that has the most influence on your life is you. You are in control of what you do. So, what are people looking for in you? They want you to be impeccable with your word. I wear a bracelet, and I saw this at an Mdrt meeting, and I forget the name of the young man that started this program, but it says, because I said I would. When you make a promise, that you're going to do something, do it. If you can't do it, find somebody that can help you do it for that person. Don't take anything personally. In this profession, if you take it personally, you're going to go home crying every night. When people say no, it's tough. We all know that. But we've all heard the expression, the quicker you get through the no's, the faster you get to the yeses. So there's going to be more no's than yeses, but live with it. Don't make assumptions. Don't judge a book by its cover. You've heard that? I'll never forget walking into a client's office. He's an attorney, and he said to me, "Mitch, do you see that man that just left my office?" And I said, "Yeah." He was wearing flip-flops, shorts, and a torn shirt. He's worth $300 million. If I looked at him, I said, why would I want to do business with this man? Never make an assumption until you've sat down with that individual and know that they're going to give you the information you need to do the job for them. If they're unwilling to share with you, get up from your desk, shake their hand, say, this is not going to work. Because unless we share information, I can't be of help to you. And understand one thing, the fact that Albert referred you to me, he thought I could help you. But apparently, you don't have that same vision. I make a good enough living, so I hope you can find somebody else that can help you do what you want to do. You must be prepared to do that. If you're not, you're going to spend a lot of time with people that are going to waste your time. And last but not least, always, always do your best. Give them 120%, not 60, 70, 120%. Go above and beyond what they're expecting from you. You know, what does insurance do? Do you want your clients to have portfolios insured or uninsured? With life insurance, for maybe 1%, we can give them the guarantee at the end that 100% will be there. Think about that. When my clients that I had put into some annuities, in 2008, what happened to the stock market, at least in the United States? I see you get 7-8% return on your money. We get a 0 to 1% on our money. So in 2008, people that had money in a 401k or in the stock market, if they had $1 million in the beginning of 2008, they had $500,000 at the end of 2008. What would happen if they retired in that year? All of a sudden, they're faced with the predicament that they're going to run out of money. If we have sold them the proper products with annuities, with permanent life insurance, those values never went down. They still are there, 100%. And they're still growing. That's what we do. Forget the people that can do better with their money. They can't. We give them something that's deliverable at a specific time, and we should be very proud of that. The other thing, how many in this room have annual, I know you do, because otherwise you're not going to get paid. Isn't that the law in Israel, right? have annual reviews with your clients. You have annual reviews? Don't call them annual reviews. Call them strategic, tactical meetings. Did that come up? That's it. I don't know whether it's translating properly. So I was told that if you have, they're strategic meetings because you really want to know not just what the performance of what you've done for them, but you want them to share with you what's happened in their lives over the past year. Albert's story, Albert, thank you for sharing your story with it. Albert shared that story with me in LA at the annual meeting. And what we learn in Mdrt is to be good listeners. Matter of fact, do you have the beer commercial? This is a commercial, but it talks about, and I'm going to talk about, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Hashem gave us the 2 ears to listen.
I have something to tell you.
You first.
No, you go.
I'm not ready to get married.
Okay.
So, what was your news?
I won the lottery.
$63 million.
Think about it this way, man. After taxes, that's only like $28, $30 million.
That's it.
Yeah.
Life is best told over a great tasting Miller Lite at a place called Miller Time.
Shannon? Hey, it's Steve. What's going on?
This is a very clever commercial, but it really emphasizes the point. Too many of us, and in the past myself included, and I hope not any longer, we're so anxious to let everybody know what's on our mind, clients that are coming in, we're not giving them the opportunity to talk. What happened here? She was ready to tell him she had just won $63 million. But he was so anxious to tell her he wasn't ready to get married. Just think if he had waited another minute, it would have been a beautiful thing. Does anybody have a problem when people say, well, the cost of insurance is too much? And you ask them, how much did your house cost? Think about it. When you ask them how much their house cost, they may tell you it cost $500,000. If they ask you, how much did your car cost? They'll say it cost $50,000. And they ask them how much their life insurance cost. They give you the premium, whether it be a monthly premium or an annual premium. Why? If I've just discussed with them buying $1 million life insurance policy, why didn't they say it cost $1 million? It didn't. Yet, for their house, they may be paying monthly $3,000 a month for a $500,000 house. And if they're paying for it with a mortgage, that $3,000 is going to end up costing them more than the $500,000. The life insurance will never cost them that $1 million. In fact, perhaps that $1 million, after one premium payment, will pay them the $1 million. So don't accept the fact that they're comparing the cost for the premium. They have to understand that. Very, very important. You know, the Titanic was unsinkable. Therefore, lifeboats weren't needed on the Titanic. Well, what if there was a way, even if you run out of money, you never run out of income? That's what we sell with annuities. You put the money in, the money is guaranteed to pay out for no matter how long you live. And I'm told today that babies being born could live to 130, 140 years old. That's what modern medicine is doing. So, wouldn't it be nice to know, even if you've run out of all your money, you're still getting that income check? That's what gives your clients the peace of mind. It doesn't matter what happens to the stock market. Understand, if you get an average of 7% return on your money, it's only an average, because if you understand sequence of returns, with sequence of returns, what happens if the first year you take money out, the stock market is down 20 or 30%? So if you're taking a level amount of money out, in the first year you had $1 million and the market went down, and you're taking 5% out. So you're taking $50,000 out. Well, if you made 7% on your money on the million, and you took $50,000 out, you now have $1,020,000. But in the other example, if the market had dropped and you only have $700,000 and you take the same 50 out, you only have $650,000 now. So you're going to run out of money if you don't do the proper planning. And I only work from a planning point of view. I had a client, very wealthy, and he came to me because his former agent died. In fact, I had known him through my involvement with UJA Federation, and I knew the other agent. So I never would approach this individual. Well, his agent passed away, and he approached me. He had 11 different insurance policies. And I sat down with him and I said, "Can I ask you a question? Can you tell me why you bought these insurance policies?" And he said, "No, I have no idea why I bought these policies." I started to laugh. I laughed right in his face. I said, "How can you buy something and not know what it's doing for you?" He said, "Please don't laugh at me. I just bought from him because I thought he knew." Did he ask you what you're trying to accomplish? I ended up planning for him. He bought over $20 million of life insurance from me, all in trusts, different trusts for the benefit of his wife, for the benefit of his children, for the benefit of his grandchildren. We did planning. He now understands why he bought the insurance, and he pays big premiums. The other thing I want you to know is we all can accomplish a lot if we don't care who gets the credit. Let me give you 2 examples. I decided in 1991, actually in 1990, I left a partnership. We started with 2 of us. We had ended up with 30 employees, and I hated going into my own office. I didn't like it. I didn't like having to deal with justifying what my partners was doing. Clients asking me, can I trust him? It just wasn't the right thing. And I had to put my head on the pillow at night. So I decided to just have strategic alliances with other professionals that could do things better than I could do. So let me give you 2 examples. One, health insurance. I can do small health insurance groups. When they get big, that's not what I specialize in. It requires a lot more work, a lot more planning, a lot more of everything. I called a friend of mine because I had a client, his business had grown, and it had gotten to 70, 80 employees. I called this friend of mine. He said, Mitch, we can do a great job. We'll split the business 50-50. He says, you'll make just as much money next year splitting the business as you're making now. At the end of the first year, I made almost exactly what I was making when I was getting 100%. Now I'm getting 50%. 6 years later, I was making 12 times the amount of money. Why? The firm grew to 800 employees, and he knew what to do. You know how much time I spent over that 12 months with on that health insurance? 2 hours. 2 hours, but I made 12 times the amount of money. Why? The client just wanted me at the annual meeting when they discussed the new premium. Number 2, a study group. Very important. Mdrt promotes that. And I had a study group that I started in 1984 with 8 members from around the United States, all of us with different insurance companies, all of us with different operations, sharing ideas, and meeting. One of my members 7 years ago called me up and says, I have a client in California whose son has a business. They need planning. I need you to go out there and help me with the case. We both went out to California. After the first meeting, I told him told my study group buddy, you don't have to come to any more meetings. I'll handle it. Over the next 12 months, I did a lot of planning. The company was worth a lot of money. But I want you to know, I ended up with the biggest insurance case I had ever sold in my 50-some-odd years in the business. It was over $1 million of premium. And when I called my buddy up and I said, I just sold $50 million of life insurance, he said, oh, what was the term premium? He thought the premium would have been about $60,000 or $70,000. I said, I didn't sell him term insurance. He had a permanent problem. I sold him permanent insurance, and the premium was $1 million. So, he didn't care who got the credit. I didn't care who got the credit. But both of us shared in the commission. We both did very well. This is very important. Can you show this on the screen? And remember, if you need anything, I'm available 24/6. I thought that was appropriate here, you know. Shabbat, you should rest. Correct? So, he's available 24/6. Very good. Thank you for reminding me. I forgot, did I tell you how much commission, when they ask how much commission do you earn? Does anybody get that question? Well, if someone asks me how much commission you earn, I tell them, I earn all of it. Oh, you didn't get that. Is it typing up there? I earn all of it. Understand, people want something for nothing. They don't appreciate your advice. And nobody does what we do. I'm going to leave you with two different things. One, to understand that when someone dies and they're having a meeting with their attorney, the family is there, the widow, or the widower, the children, maybe the grandchildren, the attorney, the CPA. No, they're all telling them the gloom and doom and what's in the will, what's in the trust, what's in here. But when I show up to that meeting, when you show up to that meeting, they're happy to see you. Why? You're the one delivering the money that's going to make everything possible in their life. And last, to quote from Pirkei Avot, Hillel, if I am not for myself, who is for me? And if I'm only for myself, what am I? And if not now, when? So, if you haven't been to the $1 Million Roundtable meeting, go to the $1 Million Roundtable. Now is the time to do it. Toda rabah.